What is a good bad day? About a week ago, I had a good bad day. Made a video about it already, about that time, that day when I got worried about my credibility and was trying to make that video. So the video I made about half a week ago was about that process, but a little more about that. When I was getting triggered, the part of me that had the incapability wound was getting triggered, and I was worried. And then later on, and I was also tired during that day, but I was taking new actions. I wanted to go for a walk, talk with people, try things to try to help that worry. And I did some mirror work. But then when I was doing the mirror work, trying to work with the part of me that worries that I'm incapable, the abusive self-critic got triggered, and it started telling me very nasty things to myself about how much it hates me, and out loud yelling in the mirror. But, and I was there for a year, an hour and 15 minutes there. But that core work that I've been talking about, what I connected with during the psilocybin retreat last fall, and where I keep doing my mirror work from my core and my inner work, and whenever I have these thoughts that need to be reparented, like when I got a compliment and I was just like, so I've been using my core self to connect with and reparent myself for months now. But in that moment, it got so overwhelmed that for a moment, I was just like, have I completely lost connection with this? Now in the past, when I would lose connection that badly, I would start questioning all the good things I've been doing. I would question the mirror work that I've been doing, the self-love and all the positive things, saying, see, if I'm telling myself I hate myself so much, then all the other stuff must not be true. I would always question it. And then when that would happen for long enough, that's what would send me into these multi-month depressions. This time, however, even though I momentarily was just like, I'm not able to connect with that, and then I had the worry and going, am I gonna start questioning this again? And I thought for just a moment, and I said, no, I'm yelling at myself. It's going through my head simultaneously. I'm angry, I'm yelling at myself, but I know for a fact that my core is in there and that I love myself and that I'm trying to do the best for myself. And these are parts of me that are just triggered. I didn't question it, I know it. And then as I walked through that, I realized, no, my core actually was still active. It was keeping me in front of that mirror till I worked it out. And then through that hour, I'm more and more connected to it. And that was the only lash out I had was during that mirror work. And in the end, that was a very good bad day. A good bad day is when you might be triggered, having some problems, but you used your tools that you've been working on and you handle it in a way that is healthy and you can see your progress. And in the end, it's not a bad thing at all. In fact, in the end, that wasn't even a good bad day. That was a good day, because this told me right there, as I've been writing to people about it and I've been processing this over the week, I realized, wait a minute, that was the first time I didn't question it. I knew it. Even in the middle of it, I knew it, and so this has been sinking in more in the past week. That wasn't a good bad day. That was a good day, because that taught me a lesson about how profound and how deeply that connection to my core really is, and how much that retreat in the fall helped me. I mean, I already knew it helped me, but this is something more. So that was a good day. So may you all have good bad days, and just keep striving for those. Take care.
Hey, Ken. So today, you're not doing all that great, not doing all that terrible, but probably should reach out to somebody. I don't know. Let's see. I know that you're getting triggered with thinking that you have no credibility to share. I don't know what to do, Ken. I don't know what to do. I mean, it feels like you're never going to have any faith in yourself. I know I'm not supposed to say that stuff, but that's what it feels like. I honestly don't know if I'm going to succeed at this, or if I'm going to self-sabotage myself and just keep avoiding until I have no choice. Because it's been 2 years now and I've been out, and yes, I know I can change what I'm doing, but obviously I can't change what I'm doing because I haven't changed what I'm doing. I haven't changed anything. I haven't actually applied myself. At least not in this. Yes, I know I've done things and I pushed myself with other things like going to school and getting a job. But those are all around just technical skills. They weren't around who I am. And yes, I like who I am as far as my personality with my jokes and doing things that are fun and playful and that. But that's got nothing to do with making a living, though. There's still parts of me that I don't like. I clearly don't like it. I don't have faith in. And I don't even understand why. Because in theory, I know that I can do more if I would just get out of my own way. But I can't get out of my own way, and therefore I can't have thoughts in a way that need to be done to help people, because I have all this knowledge, but my own self blocks me from getting at those same stuff that I know is inside me. So I'm blocking myself, but I don't know how to unblock myself, because if my brain doesn't work, then my brain doesn't work. It just doesn't give me what I need. And so it might as well not be there. I don't know how to help myself. I can't help other people. This is ridiculous. This is freaking ridiculous. I don't know what to do. I mean, I could call, I could try to reach out to people. I don't think anyone's around anyway. It's not other people's job. It's not other people's fucking jobs to baby me. It's not fair of you to freaking try to reach out to people, especially when you're not doing anything to change. You're never doing anything to change. You can reach out all you want, but you always fall back to exactly this. You piece of shit. I hate you. I wasn't even doing this bad before I started making this video. My mood's been off. I went and rested, and I haven't been getting anything done, and it's been triggering some of my self-doubts. But I wasn't insulting myself. I was just worried and everything. And this mirror freaking work was supposed to freaking do some kind of help. It's supposed to connect to that inner part of myself that I was... You're never going to let yourself succeed. You're never going to let yourself do anything. You're never going to do anything that matters to you. You're just going to keep holding yourself back because you're a coward, you piece of shit. I hate you. And this was supposed... Mirror work is not supposed to do this. I did this because I was trying to do what's right for myself. Ooh. Never going to get rid of this part of myself. And what for? And I'm going around in circles. I just keep coming back to this. This never goes away. And normally this is I don't know. And where's that part of me that freaking loves me? I know it's in there somewhere. I don't know what to do. I'm not supposed to be freaking yelling at myself and calling myself these names and shit. I was doing well. I shouldn't have done the mirror work. I was having self-doubts, but I wasn't freaking insulting myself. I wasn't this angry. Yeah, I had no way of knowing, because normally it doesn't do this way, but this is why I'm fucking scared to go forward, because I know it's always there just underneath the surface and it doesn't go away. This is always just under the surface, waiting for any little way to get back out at me. I'm angry at you for being the way you are. I'm angry at you for just not letting me carry forward. And this is a part of me that's freaking angry at the other part of me that just has no belief in myself. These two freaking warring parts. Part of me that doesn't believe in myself and doesn't think I have any credibility. And the part of me is angry at myself for being like that. And that core part of me is nowhere to be found right now. I mean, it's kind of sort of there because it's still driving this and trying to figure stuff out. It's underneath. But it's underneath. It's not the one controlling things and managing things. It's just... I keep watching all this life coaching things and all this self-help things and all these things about taking action and believing in yourself and new experiences and doing things. I always come back to this. And yes, that's probably a victim mentality thing, but what can I say? It's a pattern recognition. We're just going to go out for a walk, try to see if that could help you. what's the point of doing these coaching things, getting these tools if I'm not willing to use them afterward anyway? I'm not supposed to just use them once and then never use them again. It's a waste of money for the coaching. Being taught various tools I can try at least, so we should at least try it. Oh, that's interesting. So now I just had the thought, I don't want to stop hating myself. Now you're just being pissy. And why don't you want to stop hating yourself? Because I deserve it. Yeah, of course, that's the answer. Do you really deserve hating yourself, Ken? Put the logic together. You have enough knowledge in your brain that you know you don't deserve that. Come on. Yeah, and you're thinking, and you also know it's not going to motivate you. It does the opposite of motivating you. So stop trying to use it as a way to motivate yourself to change. It doesn't work. If it doesn't work, stop doing it. And there's the thought, but I don't know what else to do. Well, this doesn't help, so there's no reason to keep doing that either. Doing nothing is at least better than doing this. And getting pissed, angry at yourself and telling yourself how much you hate yourself. If you don't know what to do, just do nothing. You already know that doesn't work. You know for a fact that doesn't work. So if you don't know what to do, don't just try something that you know doesn't work. I mean, look at the logic of that. Yeah, I know you think nothing's going to change. You got to move forward, Ken. You can't keep holding yourself back. You can't just keep not believing in yourself. And I've still been trying to do this and connect with that core part, but today, obviously, I did not connect with that core part. I mean, it's still kind of there because I'm still talking, so that core part is still trying to manage me to get me to do things, even if it's having some of that hatred come out too, and except the hatred's overflowing it, but the core part is still making me not quit on this. So, core part is still there, trying to get me to talk and hoping that something can change, but not knowing what to do. That's the part I know is there. I know that part is still there. That's just making me still. That's the part that core part is, even though I'm not being loving toward myself, that's the part that's making me still stay here and try to talk with myself. Even though it also doesn't know if this is going to help. It doesn't know if I'm ever going to change. And it doesn't know what's going to happen. But it's just trying to do whatever it thinks it can figure out to try to reconnect with that. So even during all of this upsetness, that still has been there, keeping me here, keeping me trying to talk things through and to figure things out. That's frustrating. I'm afraid. I'm afraid that I'm never going to let myself even attempt to succeed. I'm afraid that I'm just going to keep only picking away little by little. Because I'm also afraid that if I get myself into an actual massive depression for multiple months again, then I really am fucked. All these things that I could try, but they all cost money. They all cost a lot of money, and I've only got so much money left. And now it's getting to the point where I'm worried about using that, because some of the stuff would take. I can try that tapping thing, see if I can figure out as best as I can remember. I think it was just that even though it's the first part, and even though that you have just been very, very angry with yourself, Ken, and putting yourself down and telling yourself some very cruel things. And you're terrified that you're never going to let yourself succeed and that you're always going to lack faith in yourself. And that's, so there's the party that lacks faith, and then there's the party that got angry at yourself. And also got angry at you considering reaching out to people for, and then you're upset, mad at yourself for not having faith and just holding yourself back, and then being mad got more mad because you're mad. I know that you're angry. I know you're afraid. And I know that you still have this really unhealthy habit of trying to tear yourself down once you get frustrated up in your head. And I know there's no way that telling myself insults and everything, no way I was born with that. That's something that I somehow learned. And you're not really well connecting with that core part, or maybe you are, because I said that's the part of me that keeps having me still sitting there talking and not giving up. But even though you have all this frustration and this anger and this fear and this doubts and these concerns and this uncertainty, and it gets out of control sometimes, and you really lay into yourself, which I don't like you doing, Ken. It does not feel good. It doesn't help. If you figure out some way of venting that same energy out, just without with insults, maybe just say these are the concerns, but without trying to tear yourself down. Keep working on it, please. I really do wish I knew how I could help myself and help others to not work through this stuff earlier than I have. Oh my goodness, I've been talking for an hour. Even though you have all this frustration and fears and anger and you've been agitated, I keep getting to this point. I keep not wanting to go to the next point because this is where the self-acceptance comes in. And I probably doesn't want to accept myself. Just use the tool. Just use the tool. I still love you. It's like, okay, that's the core part. So I am feeling reconnected to that because I kept acknowledging that core part of me was what's keeping me here. So I do know that I love you, Ken. From that core part of me, even it is so frustrating getting these conflicting messages though of hate and then love and then hate and then love and then this doesn't help my mind. I know that you're still trying and you're not always doing the best. You're still trying your best. You're trying to carry forward. You want to do what needed, but even though you have all these inner struggles and all these doubts and this anger toward yourself sometimes and that you're afraid of, and that as long as you don't get into them and that you're worried about not being able to give a good coaching experience people because you just but this is where you build a program that you can rely on what you built. You don't have to think about it all at the top of your head every time you build it. You just write it down. That way you can look at it. Yes, I know, you're worried that you won't be able to write anything down in the first place. But you've written some notes down, Ken. You've written a few different things down of tools that you thought of and approaches that you shared with people. So give yourself some credit. You have written some and you can write more. And you can look back and try to figure out what are the things I have learned and forgotten, and then go, oh yeah. You can do a bunch of research because you're good at research when you choose to. But back to this, even though I have all these doubts and the fears and the procrastination and the holding myself back and the tension, oh boy, and the anger sometimes that overwhelms me. Tense. Even though you got all that, I do love you. I know that the core part of me is here, and I know that I want the best for myself. I want the best for the world. I'd like to make a difference for myself and for others. Because I don't wish this on anybody, or worse. I mean, to be fair, other people have got it way worse. Even though you have all these self-doubts and anxiety and everything, I still love you. Learned some very unhealthy lessons for how to try to motivate myself, because that anger is trying to shame me. That's the self-shaming. That's the self-shaming trying to shame me into changing. It won't work. It will never work. When I get so angry and that overwhelms so much, I want to heal that part of me so that, hey, it can come at me from a better perspective and a more helpful perspective, and in ways give me ideas that I can change instead of just it can be helpful instead of a hindrance. I don't understand why that party still thinks it's helping some. Then there's the part that gets dispirited and thinking, like, I don't have anything, I don't have any credibility. I just felt completely deflated today. And then I was tired already, which probably added to that, but those two parts are always warring. I still love you. I accept that you have flaws, and I accept that you have these lessons that you've learned that you're still trying to figure out, and you're still trying to figure out how to move forward, even though you have all these tools. You have all these tools. You have all this information. How do I grasp it the way I want to? Because the videos I'm sharing, they're mostly just connecting with people. They're not teaching. I mean, there's sort of, how do I actually help? Don't get upset with yourself. Don't get angry at yourself for thinking that you should reach out, because we're communal creatures, Ken. We're not supposed to live alone like this, almost never around other people in person. We're meant to be together with people. We're meant to be able to help each other and to share stories and to be part of each other's lives, and not just sit here and just be alone in a home when the only online is the only connection that you have. You know, it's like most of our human existence, we've been with people in person, in villages, in the community, and that's how we're wired. So there's nothing wrong with trying to reach out to someone, and you know, you weren't going to ask them to fix things, you just wanted to talk. It's like, what's wrong with that? But we're communal creatures, Ken. You can't, there's nothing wrong with trying to connect with your community if you're feeling like it could maybe help. And it's not like you're sitting there wanting to dump on them, and just only that, because you weren't even that bad to the mood space, you're trying to be proactive and not let it get so bad to the point where then you're isolating and then you go into multi-month depression. You're getting angry there. That was not fair to yourself. When you've been in a supportive environment, around people, you do really well. Eventually, once you loosen up. At least this feels like, okay, you got angry, you got frustrated, but it's not sinking in and draining you down to multi-month depression right now. That's good. These are early warning signs, as I've been saying since they came back. That's what you have been trying to say. You got to be really careful with the early warning signs, and you are getting agitated and stuff. So, you know, for the last couple of years, I got to take these really seriously. So, I just don't know what's going to reach out to people. Keep doing this. Keep doing what you can. Don't isolate. This is a big thing. Let's keep trying. Let's just get out and go for a walk. Get out of the house. Do something. Let's go for a walk for now. Just go for a walk. I love you, Ken. I know, yeah. You didn't have a negative thought there. It's just earlier saying I hate you and now saying I love you. It's a very toxic combination. I know. I'm still working on it. I'm trying. But that is coming from the heart. It's coming from the core. So it's not just words. I know it. How could I keep that from getting overwhelmed by that other very angry part? Get going. Go for a walk. Clear your head more. Think about what to do next. Okay. Did I say I love you? I did. I love you. Keep trying. Don't give up. Might have your little moments there, but that doesn't mean you have to give up permanently, right? Right. All right. See ya.